Hello students and welcome back to the video lecture series of web programming. Today's topic is accessing HTML elements using document object modeling. I am your instructor Ms. Shruti Rawal. So in the previous lecture we had discussed what is document object modeling, what are the things that you can perform using document object modeling, right? So the thing that we studied in the previous lecture was that you can change the content, structure and style of HTML document using document object modeling. Now for changing the content, or you can say the style of the HTML document, the first thing that you need to do is you must have a way in which you are accessing the HTML tag via JavaScript, right? So there is JavaScript, there are HTML tag and DOM is in between. DOM provides you a methodology in which from JavaScript you can access the HTML tag and you can change the content properties, or you can apply some sort of logic to that particular HTML tag, right? So in this lecture we are going to see the methods that from JavaScript using document object modeling, how can you access the HTML elements or HTML tag, right? So basically we are going to see three methods in today's lecture. The first method is accessing the elements by ID. Now we know that if you are creating an HTML document, every HTML tag has one attribute attached to it, that is ID, right? You are aware of this because you know that when you were using CSS, you were using this ID attribute value, right? Class and ID, you have already studied this, that there is a predefined attribute ID which is attached to every HTML tag. In document object modeling, they took advantage of this attribute and they created a method through which you can access the HTML elements using this ID attribute, right? So let us see how can I use this ID attribute value and access my HTML element in JavaScript. So let us directly see a program. Okay, so here you can see that I have a paragraph inside the body, right? So here P, and which is the attribute that I have given, ID is equal to demo, because this is the first method we are going to access HTML element using which attribute? ID attribute, right? So it is compulsory that your HTML element must have this ID attribute defined. So here I have a paragraph HTML element in which I have given ID attribute value demo, right? And inside paragraph, what is the text? You can say this is the inner text, right? Inner HTML, or you can say inner text that is written is hello world. Now after paragraph you can see I have created another HTML tag, that is button, and inside the button I have used on click method. So whenever I write this on click method attribute, and in its value I can call any JavaScript function. Now this is how you can click on the button and call any JavaScript function. So you may see that on the onClick attribute method, what is the function that I have called? I have called click me. So for calling the function you have to just write the function name with parenthesis, right? So I have written function name click me with parenthesis, no semicolon is required over here. Okay, I have specified what is the text I want to be getting displayed on the button, and I have closed this button tag, right? So this will be the basic syntax I will use in each of the DOM programs, that is I will create a button and I will call the JavaScript function on its on click event, right? Event attribute. So in the script tag, now this was all about the HTML code which is directly written inside the body. So there are two elements, paragraph and button, and on the buttons on click I have called a JavaScript function. I have already defined ID attribute value to my paragraph. Now let us see in the script tag, that is in the JavaScript code, what are we doing to access the HTML element paragraph. So here you can see I have created a function click me, which I have already called in the button on click event, right? Inside the function you can see that what is the object that I have used. I have again used document object, because every method that you are going to use in document object modeling is basically the method that is associated with which object? Document object, right? So here I have written document dot, which is the method I am using, get element by ID. So this is the method name that you need to memorize. Also it is to be written exactly in the case which I have mentioned over here. G is small, E is capital, B is capital and I is capital. So if you do not write exactly in this case, then you will not get the proper output, right? So this is basically the camel case which the method is following. So document dot get element by ID is the method name. What does document dot get element by ID do? Basically inside the method you need to pass the ID of any of the HTML element you want to access. Okay, so what is the HTML element I want to access? I want to access paragraph, and for paragraph what is the ID value that I have given? Demo, right? Demo inside my get element by ID method, right? So now if you skip this code, let us skip this code, right? I am just focusing on this code currently. What does this code do? Document dot get element by ID, and by passing the ID of any HTML element, what does actually it acquire? It acquires the whole paragraph element as an object. Again, when you write document dot get element by ID and inside this you pass demo, it will acquire the whole paragraph element of HTML document as an object. Let us see. I am writing semicolon over here, var, and I am writing p1 is equal to, right? Now if I am checking the type of p1, let us check document dot write, and inside that I am writing type of, and inside type of I am writing p1. Okay, so what do I want? I want that when this button is clicked, I want to get the type of this variable p1, and I want to display the type of this variable p1, right? So let us see what is the output. So you can see that this is DOM method 1 which I have written. Hello world is the paragraph's inner text which I have written. Click me is the button. As soon as I click this, the function should be called. And what is the output I am getting? Object. So now I guess you are getting an idea that when I write this code, that is document.get element by ID, inside that I am passing demo. It means I am passing the ID attribute value of paragraph. As soon as I write this code, what is being get, or the whole paragraph as an object is being get, and it is stored in this variable p1, right? Now what I want to do, I just want to change the inner HTML, that is I want to change this hello world text dynamically when I click the button. For that there is a property of paragraph object, okay, which it is inner HTML. So what I will do, I will write the object name, that is p1 dot, I will access the property inner HTML. So what is this inner HTML? Inner HTML means whenever you are writing any HTML tag, the text which you write between the starting tag and the ending tag, that text is basically accessed in DOM via which property? Inner HTML. So this is known as inner HTML. What am I doing? I am getting P1 in this function and I am explicitly changing the inner HTML to I am changed, right? Stop. I am changing the inner HTML value to I am changed, right? So let us see what happens now. If I am running this file, you can see that the first paragraph's inner HTML is hello world, which is the by default static text, right? Now this function click me, I have called on this button's click, and as soon as I click on the button, what should happen? Because explicitly dynamically I have set the inner HTML property of this paragraph to I am changed, this hello world should be changed to I am changed. See over here that before running the before clicking on this button, my inner HTML is hello world, because here it is written hello world. Now as soon as I click on click me, what will happen? As soon as I click on button, this function will be called, this paragraph will be get. Why it will be get? Because you are getting it by the method get element by id or passing demo. So this paragraph as a whole object will be get and it will be stored in the variable p1. And for p1 object, you are setting the inner HTML property to I am changed. So as soon as I click on the button, yes, my text will be changed from hello world to I am changed, right? So this is how I can dynamically access the HTML element using DOM in JavaScript and change the content, right? So two things you have learned new, that was the method document.getElement by id and the property inner HTML. The second method for accessing the HTML elements using document object modeling is, the first method was by id attribute, the second is by the elements tag name. So we can access the HTML elements using the tag name method also. Let us run again the program and see how to do so. Okay, so now let us see the second method of accessing the HTML elements in JavaScript using document object modeling. So the second method I told you uses the tag name for accessing the HTML elements. So here you can see that I have two tags, both the tag name are same paragraph. So the first paragraph's inner HTML is hello world, the second paragraph's inner HTML is you are learning JS, right? Again I have created one button and in on click I have called the function click me, right? I have created a function click me. Now what do I want to do? I want to access the second paragraph and change the inner HTML of this second paragraph via using the method tag name, right? So what will I do again? Let us see. I am creating a variable p2 is equal to, again what is the object that I have to use? Document is the object, right? So I have to write the document dot, what is the method I am using? Get elements by tag name. So the first method we saw was get element by id, whereas the second method that we are seeing is get elements by tag name. So there was no s after element in the previous method because id is a unique attribute for every HTML element. There are no two id in the same HTML document that will be repeated. So you will not access multiple elements via id attribute, whereas you can see over here that if I am accessing HTML element via tag name, there can be multiple elements which has similar tag name. For example, here I have two paragraphs which both of them have p tag, right? So instead of getting only the object, only one object, by using this method, that is get elements by tag name, and here I am passing the name of the tag. whatever name of the tag you want to pass, you can pass over here. So if I want to access paragraph tag, I will pass over here P. If I want to access all the table tag, I will pass over here table. In current example, I want to access all the paragraphs. Now you may wonder that, ma'am, if I am accessing all the paragraphs from this particular method, right, what is the type of P2? Is it an object? No, it is not simply an object. It is an array of object. So basically it is an array in which you have different objects. And what are those objects? They are these all paragraphs. So you have how many paragraphs in this particular example? 2 paragraphs. So an array will be created, indexing will be done. Indexing will be started from the top of the HTML document. The first paragraph will be given index 0. The second paragraph will be given index 1. So what will this variable P2 contain? It will contain 2 object type of data. So P2 is nothing but it is an array which has 2 values, and values are of type object, right? So the first is this paragraph object having index 0, and the second is this paragraph object having index 1. Now what if I want to change the inner HTML of second paragraph? Can you tell me the code? Because P2 is an array and this paragraph is having index 1, because index will be starting from 0, right? So how to change the inner HTML? P2 and in square bracket for accessing this paragraph, because this is P2 is of type array, and for accessing the first index I have to write array name, and in that I have to specify the index number, that is 1. As soon as I do so, it will refer to which object? This second paragraph object. Dot which property I want to change? Again I want to change inner HTML is equal to I am changed, right? So now as soon as I click on this button, what will happen? The first paragraph's text will remain as it is, but because I have accessed this paragraph and changed this inner HTML, you are learning JS will be converted to I am changed. Let us run this file and see. So here you can see the first paragraph is hello world and second paragraph is you are learning JS. As soon as I click on click me, what will happen? The second paragraph will be accessed and the you can see the text of second paragraph will be changed. So instead of 1, what if I write 0? What will be the output? I guess you are guessing it correctly. Reload the page. Because 0th index is of the first paragraph, instead of changing the inner text of second paragraph, hello world will be changed. So this is changed, right? So I hope you are getting a very clear idea that what is being stored in this P2, right? So this was the second method, get elements by tag name, right? Now our method for accessing the HTML elements is accessing the elements by class name. So you know that similar to the ID attribute in HTML, you also have another attribute, class attribute, which is also attached to every HTML tag. You can use that class attribute value and you can access the HTML element. Let us see in the program how to do so. So here you can see I have 2 paragraphs. The first paragraph's inner HTML is hello world. The second paragraph's inner HTML is you are learning JS. For the first and second paragraph, I have given one attribute, that is class, and the attribute value for both of them are same, because we know that the value of ID attribute should be unique, but you can give similar class name to different HTML elements. So for both the paragraph tag, I have given class is equal to A. Now again I have a button and it's on its on click event attribute. I have called a function, JavaScript function click me. Now let us create a variable b is equal to, again which object I am using, document object dot, the method that I am using is get elements by class name. Okay, so as soon as you write this method get elements by class name, again you can see the difference between the first method and this method. In the first method it was get element by id, whereas here it is get elements by class name, because again id attributes value is unique, so you will get only one element, whereas you may have multiple elements having same class. So here you have to write get elements by class name. Again this is case sensitive, you have to write the method name exactly as I have shown over here. Inside this, what you have to pass, you have to pass the class attributes value. So here I am passing a, because I have two paragraphs and the value I have given for the class attribute for both of them is a, so I am passing over here a. Now as soon as you pass this a over here, what will be captured or accessed? All the HTML elements having the class name a will be captured, and again an array will be created. The first element that you have written will be given index 0, the second element with the same class name that you have passed over here will be given index 1, and so on. So in our current example I have two HTML element with class a. So the first paragraph will be given index 0, second paragraph will be given index 1. So this variable b is again an array type of variable which has individual array values starting from 0, 1, 2 index, and the individual values are of type what? Object, right? So in the in the 0th index a whole paragraph object is stored, in this first index the second paragraph object is stored, etc. Now again if I want to change the value that is this inner HTML value of second paragraph, can you guess the code? I think now you can guess the code. I have to write the name of the array b, and index I have to specify 1 because I want to change this second paragraph's value, and here in the second paragraph the index will be 1. Dot, again I am changing the inner HTML property is equal to I am changed, right? So as soon as I call this it should be changed, right? So reloading this page, you can see the first paragraph has hello world, the second paragraph has you are learning JS. So first paragraph has hello world, second paragraph has you are learning JS. As soon as I click on the button, this click me function will be called. All the elements having this class name a will be accessed inside this variable b. B will be of type array consisting of different objects in its index place starting from 0, 1. I want to access the second paragraph object. For that I have specified b of 1 dot inner HTML, and I have specified the value. So as soon as I click on this click me, the second paragraph's value will be changed, right? So this was the third method for accessing the HTML elements. So in today's lecture we have seen 3 DOM methods for accessing the HTML elements via ID, via tag name, and via class name. So you need to run all these programs at your own and send me the screenshot. So this was all about today's lecture. Thank you.